Well, it's October 29th, the official start of my deercation. I'm over at the piece of private property I've been hunting my past few sits. It's kind of a really nasty day today. It's about 49 degrees, windy, rainy. So I'm going to use today to get a little aggressive and hang my mobile setup near some doe bedding along a trail where I know some scrapes have opened up. I may even make a mock scrape while I'm over there. I'm heading back to hang the stand. The rain stopped on me. Hoping it picks back up this afternoon. The weather app says it's supposed to, but it's rained quite a bit. Our creek's up pretty good. Just had to cross it. So I'm gonna just sneak my way up. Hopefully not spook anything that's moving midday. Some of the other guys in the group were texting saying that they were seeing deer moving right now since this rain has stopped. So to me that says I need to hurry up and get the stand up and then get out of here. There's my setup for tomorrow. Boom, rub. That's an old rub. Behind it, new rub. That cedar's all tore up. There's a couple others. A couple other small trees here. There's a scrape up ahead. You can kind of see where the ground's bare. These little trees through here are rubbed. So the sign's really starting to open up back here. You can't really tell here. This scrape has just been lightly hit. Got a branch right overhead. I think last year, first week of November, this scrape opened wide open. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take some of Year and Luck's bladder pods and really open the scrape up, make it big. Looks like a dominant buck's been in here. Well, these bladder pods are actually a very cool concept. So they're biodegradable, and you'll put them in the scrape. You can bust some up in there to get the scent going, soak it in the ground. But the other pods that aren't broken, if a deer comes by and starts hitting the scrape, right, they'll break open and refreshen the scent every time another pod's broken open. So says the scent can last up for 3 weeks. So I'm excited to use this. I'm curious to see what kind of activity we're going to get through here after I put this out. So let's see. It's the morning of October 30th. Finally have enough camera light to do my morning interview. I'm set up in the stand that I hung yesterday on this trail where I found all these fresh rubs and scrape. interrupt a couple trees over here and then kept on moving. And I just heard some leaves and some twigs and stuff breaking over here, so I don't know if he caught up to that doe and that yearling. I started chasing the doe or what. But it was neat to see. They're starting to move. Well, just had my first bad experience with one of my cell cams. I'm sitting here and I start getting notifications for a camera we have on the other side of this property. It's probably around 400 yards from here, so not too terribly far. But I click on the photos and bam, once you know it, new buck's on there, never seen it before. He's definitely a shooter, real tall brows. So just kind of a slap in the face. It's like, oh, you thought about sitting here, but you didn't. Probably should have went. That was the buck I was just talking about. I got on my other camera all the way on the other side of this property. He come in. I didn't even see the doe that he was following until she was about 25 yards to my right. I was looking in the general direction of where I thought if that buck came over here, where he would come from. And I saw some movement. I was like, okay, that looks like a deer. And then heard a grunt. I was like, oh, that's a buck. So I started getting everything ready. And I could see antlers moving through this thick stuff. And his doe came right by here. She went on to the neighbors over here. But he come up, I thought he was gonna come right in front of me at first, where this other deer went. But he cut across over here. And I have this limb in my way of where he was coming. And I was trying to duck down or lift over it. I finally decided to shoot over top of it. And trying to miss that limb, I hit him high in the spine. Luckily I dropped him. Got down real quick, put another arrow in him. He was still moving around, so I got a third arrow and put it in him just to try and put him down quickly. But he's laying 25 yards next to the tree. Tagged out in Ohio. Now I get to go to Texas in a couple days. I'm super pumped. Let's go take a look at this buck. I am about 100% sure this is the same buck that I had on that camera. I don't know if you could tell. It came from up this way. That trail that I had was filming this deer on earlier is just right over here. I thought he was actually going to follow the trail and end up 10 yards in front of me, but he ended up cutting right through here. Came right through here and I shot him. He was standing here as I stopped him. And I'll show you the shot and what I had to deal with. The first shot was in the spine. And I just dropped him. And I quickly got down and put another follow-up shot on him. But here he is. Super pumped. Oh. There's one right over here. It is. Oh, yeah, look at those brow tines. Awesome, awesome buck. And let me tell you, this guy stinks. His glands are already dark. And he was dogging that doe. Definitely starting to move. Let me actually back up here and I'll show you my shot. So the stand is right in there, right in that tree. And then that limb that's coming across is what I was dealing with. I ended up going just over top of it and sneaking it in through these branches. That's part of the reason why I hit him high in the spine. But he's down, didn't go far. I'm gonna go get my father. I have yet to tell him. I'm just gonna walk up and surprise him and then get the mule, get this guy all packed up. This is actually a buck that's new to us. We haven't got any pictures of this deer besides this morning. He was on one of our cell cameras all the way on the other side of our property. He just popped up at 8:30 this morning. Looked like he was dogging some does. I knew there was a chance that he might come by the stand I was in. He might have been, I don't know, about 400 yards or so away from where I was. And sure enough, around 9:15, he came through. Dogging that doe, and gave me about a 25-30 yard shot. Didn't make the greatest shot on him. I was dealing with some limbs in the way. I ended up spine shotting him. He dropped, and then I got down quick and put a follow-up shot on him. But I'm super pumped. This is my biggest buck to date. Just a beautiful mainframe 8 with the big split brow here. So I am now tagged out in Ohio.